This Deen TV video was made possible in part by Islamic Relief, working together for a better world, and by Guidance Residential, the #1 Islamic home financer in the U.S.
So, in terms of spirituality, subhanAllah, do you feel like the whole time you're on the trip, everything's very spiritual, from, going to the airport and, being in the plane, putting on the ihram?
Started off in the airplane, seeing everyone go into ihram, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, everyone's chanting it at the same time. It's such a beautiful sound to everybody, like the unity of everybody from all corners of the earth coming to this one place, and how it gravitates so many people, and we're all doing the same thing.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك.
Once you're getting to the miqat and everybody together is, making the intention and start the talbiyah.
والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
And then, when you drive into Mecca, and then subhanAllah, being able to make tawaf for the first time and coming into the Kabaah.
And now we're like right there. The circling of the Kaaba and watching was and how just millions of people are circling, and I don't know, it was just really beautiful.
It was just great. I mean, I can't speak highly enough. Doing tawaf at the Kaaba, just seeing the Kaaba again. I mean, it's an amazing feeling just when you see the Kaaba, like live up. You can see pictures all the time, drawings of the Kaaba and whatever it may be, but it doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice until you see it with your own eyes.
All around, just felt very spiritual the whole time, from praying every single prayer in the haram, and just being there overnight and just really soaking up, as much as we can.
I mean, it's subhanAllah, you put the ihram on and it hits you as you are leaving. It was a great feeling, and just something out of this world, so to speak. It's all akhirah oriented, and so in that sense, leaving everything behind and just going to a totally different reality, so to speak.
No worries. When we first got to Mecca, we stayed in probably the best hotel you could stay in. I mean, we're literally right across from the haram. You take an elevator down, and you just walk out on the steps, and it's very easy to go to go into the haram. So just the proximity, obviously, of the hotel is something that's very key and very important. Particularly when you're thinking about your spirituality. If there's a hotel that's farther away, you have to walk there, be extra prepared, right? So it's really nice to be able to go up to your room and relax for a little bit, and then come back to the haram. And that was something that was made possible by Dar es Salaam in terms of having those very close accommodations.
Our group that we went with Dar es Salaam, Group 1B, was just incredible. From our group leader to our religious guide to all of the people that were with us. We were from all different parts of the country, and it was just amazing to really get to know these people. I was fortunate enough to go with a couple of friends, so we were in the same room, but we had a fourth roommate, and she just became our sister. It was as if we had known her forever.
I like that.
all across ocean and land, incumbent on all men is the pilgrimage to Mecca, fifth pillar of Islam, in the footsteps.
One of the most spiritual parts of Hajj for me was going with our leader, and his talks after Fajr on the top floor of the Haram while the sun is rising were just unbelievable. Tears would be flowing down everybody's faces. And I was able to relate to him. He has daughters, 5 daughters, and I have 3 daughters, and that was a really nice time for me.
The path, this journey from to the city of Mecca, to strengthen what we believe in, the voyage we undertake.
And it was amazing because we had these amazing accommodations, and it really allowed us to bond with one another and experience this spiritual adventure together. Our group got to do really fun things like our religious guide would give us religious khatiras in the morning after Fajr. We had amazing experiences talking and listening to stories until sunrise, and then we would pray shuruk and go to eat.
I like the fact that we had people, different skill sets, different expertise around. We had the religious scholars, and then we also had guides who have it down as far as logistics and have been through this process many times. And
مطار الحجاج, following Dar es Salaam staff to go to our area. Alhamdulillah. Abu Sajjad over here.
And we had Sheikh Nahwandi, who's a Quran scholar, and he would lead us in Salah a lot of times. And we had great speeches by Imam Majid and the various scholars that were part of the group one. I mean, it's just overall the fact that Dar es Salaam got us covered in terms of the food, the programs, the schedule. We knew what to expect, which is huge. I think having this pre-planning, so to speak, having the schedule set up. They had them posted on elevators. They in some ways over-communicated what's going on, what's coming up this day, the next day, and the next day. In a place like Hajj, in a foreign country, in new settings and environment, especially for us having never been to Hajj before, this communication was key, knowing what to expect and to prepare ourselves ahead of time.
The development of Mecca, it really worked 2 ways for us. One, when we were able to go for Ghar Hira, and we were able to take the journey that the Prophet ﷺ took every single day, and you looked out the cave and where he was, and you saw this clock tower, really made you miss not being able to see what he saw, because you saw this development, you saw these buildings, these hotels, but we also stayed in that clock tower. And walking out one day, we walked out of the wrong door, the wrong gate of the Kabaah, or a different one than we would have, and we were on the opposite side, and literally all we had to do was look up, find the tower, and we knew where we needed to go.
I always knew where it was at. I didn't get lost because our hotel was part of that structure there, and it was right there. So anytime you're doing tawaf or safa or marwa, doing sa'i, and you feel like, oh, where am I? You just look up in the sky, and there it was. Big clock with Allah written all over it. The convenience, it doesn't. Some people say, oh, you're getting distracted, and that's how everybody takes it individually. For me, I didn't see this as distraction. I saw it as something that got me to focus more, because I didn't have to worry about my food, didn't have to worry about walking like miles to the haram. Everything was just right around the corner. I literally walk out of the hotel and it was there. You can see the Kaaba from your hotel room. You can see the Masjid Nabawi from your hotel room. And it's just a few blocks away, so you didn't have to worry about the things. And the food was amazing. Honestly, I was eating healthy. I made sure I didn't overeat. I just ate enough to enjoy it, so you didn't have to feel like, oh, well, when's my next meal coming? So amazing accommodations.
The development is necessary, and it makes your Hajj a lot more comfortable. You get good rest, and you get to focus on your dhikr and ibadah.
I do agree that there was a lot more spiritual focus with this Hajj because of the convenience of the accommodations and the food and everything. Where other people, when they come back, I hear a lot of complaints. Oh, with our package, we got this, we got that, they didn't feed us, or we had to walk miles to the haram or something like that. You didn't have that. You didn't have to worry about that. They took care of you. So that convenience and that care that you had with Dar es-Salaam made things a lot more easier to focus on what you were there to do.
It's almost time for Maghrib, so we're going to go pray Maghrib as a group. The goal is to get this first prayer done on the roof, come back, collect for Isha, and then thereafter, Imam Majid is going to do a session on some of the holy sites, how they hit it, how they do some of the spiritual aspects of the few days that are coming up, and that's going to be tonight, specific to Dar es Salaam and those of us in the fifth pillar, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. Jazakallah khair. We'll see you down the haram, inshallah.
Yeah, the development actually, the hotel that we stayed in that Dar es Salaam provided, we arrived Thursday late night. By the time we got into Mecca, into the hotel, it was around 11 p.m. We had dinner, we rested, and about 2 a.m. we went to do our Umrah. We did our Umrah, we came back probably a little after Fajr, and we were tired, we were jet lagged, we needed sleep, and Imam Majid told us to sleep.
Alhamdulillah, sitting here on the 14th floor, finish our Umrah.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, prayed Fajr, now about to go get that brunch.
Alhamdulillah. Yalla, we'll see you afterwards, inshallah.
We slept probably about half hour to an hour before Jummah. And if you've been to the Haram, there's no way you're getting into the sanctuary. We get down, and the hotel, there's a little wing that's built out, a unit that's built out, and that unit is considered, the fuqaha have said the ulama have said that it is part of the Kabaah. So we're able to pray there, get the reward of praying in Kabaah, and to be able to see the Kaaba while we're listening to the khutbah and while we're praying Salat al-Jumu'ah.
There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger.